Thank you so much for staying with SABC News. My name is Diabosito. This is Your Money on Market Sense. And of course, it's Black Friday today. And we are in conversation with Annaline Van der Poel, who's the Chief Business Development Officer at Debt Rescue, about ways of spending this day and every other day in November when you have these Black Friday sales and using your money wisely. Annaline Van der Poel is joining us via Zoom. Annaline, welcome to Your Money on Market Sense.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Have you been spending already? Have you been hitting the shops since it's Black Friday? And do you think that Black Friday really appears to be what it is, or is it just another trick to entice consumers to overspend?
You know, if we look at what we've seen so far today, it does seem a little bit more muted in comparison to previous years. But the reality is, historically, since it's really taken, flame in South Africa, it has really caused quite a stir in the buying environment. And it has definitely led to consumers getting into the shops and definitely trying to make use of the opportunities that are available out there. But the reality is that it can also definitely lead to overspending, because more often than not, when you're out there and you are get overwhelmed by seeing lots of red, big flashing signs telling you it's less 50% this and less 25% on that you could end up purchasing things that you didn't plan on buying originally.
Yeah, and maybe it's quite ironic that we are talking a lot today about this variant that has been discovered in South Africa. And do you think that people would be more or less reluctant to hit the shops physically, but maybe would opt to do an online shopping for their Black Friday? What do you think, in your view? Do you think that we're more likely to see people hitting more online than physically?
Definitely. I mean, if there's one thing we have become in the past 21 months since the pandemic has become part of our life, is how to buy things online. A lot of people who in the past never have even tried that have now moved on to, becoming more comfortable with the purchasing of items online. So the possibility is definitely there that a lot of the shopping has moved there. I mean, a lot of the retailers are making all of their products or a lot of their products that are available in store, available online as well. And some of it started 1 minute past midnight last night. So it's definitely a lot safer, as you say, with the pandemic, to rather stay out of the shops right now and purchase your items online. But we've got to remember, anything on credit could possibly negate any savings that there were, and of course throwing in on top of that the cost of shipping, having that item delivered to your door and so forth.
Yeah, I'm sure you would tell your customers that do we still hold the sense that buying on credit, rather stick to buying big ticket items when you are going to use credit rather than using food or buying food for big for things like Black Friday? And have you seen debt counseling numbers going up after these kind of Black Friday sales?
Indeed, historically we have, especially after the whole festive season, because Black Friday, is a month before the Christmas season, where people also will intend to obviously purchase more in the line of gifts, holidays, and the likes. So definitely we do post this season do see quite a number of consumers who are more over indebted than they were before. And it's never a good idea to buy anything that depreciates on credit, but most absolutely not when it comes to your consumable items, groceries and so forth. Those items should always be bought cash, or at least with a debit card where it's not going to be bought on credit, because anything that incurs credit means it's costing you significantly more in the long run. So, if you're going to be buying things, make sure it's items that you actually need, that you are going to be using, that you are currently using, and that the special is of such a nature that you are really getting a saving, and try and avoid buying it in credit at all costs.
Yeah. What has been your view on debt review, Annaline? Are we seeing a lot more people after the November period, taking up a debt review going into the new year? What have you noticed on your front?
Yeah, historically, definitely. Like I said, with the start of the festive season now, a lot of consumers, historically have always in this period, they are usually more expenses, and it starts now with the gifting, the expenses of holidays, school at the beginning of the new year, stationery, school uniforms, and the likes. There's a lot of additional costs that get incurred, and at the in the early new year, consumers are really struggling post this season.
Yeah. So. Annaline, now that I have you for about another minute or two, the Black Friday, it's now not a one-day kind of thing. It has now become, over a couple of days. What more wisdom can you share with our viewers, those who have seen some things that, I would like to pick up this and that? What kind of wisdom can they apply as they hit the shops or even the online platforms?
I think very important right now is that sanity must prevail. Like I say, it's very easy to get swept up in the excitement of what's going on out there. We've gotten quite used to it over the last few years, but the reality is it's still very exciting when you go out and you see massive markdowns. First thing I would recommend is know your prices. If you intend on buying something, make sure you've saved for it. Make sure you have a budget, that you know what you can afford to go and pay towards this item. But know what this item usually costs as well. A lot of times things appear to have been marked down dramatically, but the saving isn't as much as you would
so
necessarily
track the
think.
item, basically.
Know your prices. Absolutely, definitely. And the second thing is where you can, it's a bit late now, it's Black Friday already, but try and save ahead of time. If you know you have an item in mind, especially if it's a big ticket item, that you try and save for it up front and set yourself an amount and say, this is what I'm prepared to spend on that amount and on that specific item. And then when the day comes that you know who's offering what, I mean, most of the time the retailers do give you a heads up a couple of days ahead of time of what they plan on putting on their shelves, that you know whom has what you're looking for and the price bracket that you're prepared to pay. And don't go over that. Don't get pulled into the whole excitement and then go, okay, but it's only so much more. If it's so much more, it may probably end up costing what it would have cost originally in any case. But budget.
We can't overemphasize that. Annaline Van der Poel, she's the Chief Business Development Officer at Debt Rescue, giving us some pearls of wisdom about how to approach this Black Friday. We do hope that you are being responsible with your hard-earned cash on this day.